We all know the phrase, when it rains, it pours. It's that season where it feels like the universe just decided to stack everything on you at once. The bills, the heartbreak, a death, the unexpected phone call, that thing you thought was stable is now suddenly crumbling. And you're sitting there like, what the heck? What else can possibly go wrong? I want to talk about that space today, that chaotic, low, down bad season of life that every single one of us has gone through or is going through right now. Because even if it feels endless when you're in it, I believe that it always leads somewhere better. Let's cue the reel. This topic came up for me recently when I tried Reiki for the first time. I didn't go in expecting some massive revelation. I just wanted to experience some energy work. But what unfolded that day really stuck with me. I'm Lindsay Brand, and this is Cue the Reel. On this podcast, we talk about manifestation in a real way. Those times when you're waiting or struggling and when it feels like nothing's working, because those are the moments that shape us. And today, I want to get into those down bad seasons, the ones where it feels like the universe is pouring it on heavy, and why they might actually be leading you toward your next breakthrough. So a few days ago, I went to a Reiki master who has been practicing Reiki for over a decade. And I asked her how she got into this field, and she told me how it all started. She said when her youngest child was just 2 weeks old, she was in another room battling with severe mastitis in so much pain, while her newborn was crying nonstop in the room next to her. She felt powerless and thought, well, what if I just send him some love, some good mom energy? She focused on him from the room, and almost instantly, he stopped crying. She kept doing it too, on and off for like 5 minutes. And that's when she realized she could actually transfer this calm, safety energy. And that moment changed her life. That's how she decided to become a healer. Fast forward to today, she's built a private practice where she helps people all the time. And from the outside, it looks like she's the strong one. And when I walked in, I could feel something heavy was weighing on her. After telling her pretty much my full life story during our intake, she ended up opening up to me and told me that she was in the middle of a divorce after, I think, nearly 20 years of marriage. Her kids are teenagers, and it's been rough. And then she added that just 2 months ago, her mom passed away unexpectedly as well. It was raw and clear to me that she was grieving, all while she's still holding the space for others and healing them. And as she started this, I could feel it in my chest, that ache of being sad and needing a hug, the moment where you wonder how much more you can actually take. And what came out of my mouth surprised me. I mean, I just started talking. Immediately, I was like, this is exactly what's supposed to happen. You're exactly where you're meant to be. It might feel unbearable right now, but something amazing is on the other side. It always is. And I said this with full conviction and confidence. And I didn't say it in a way for it to be comforting only. I said it because I've lived it over and over again. And she told me it was the reassurance that she needed that day. And I believe that is the true reason I was to meet with her. Her story actually brought me back to one of the hardest moments of my life, and that was losing my pet back in 2021. And this wasn't just a pet, he was the one. I think people with pets get this, that over a course of a lifetime, you can have pets that just get you and you get them, and there's this really deep connection and understanding. And his passing was sudden and tragic, and it truly wrecked me. I couldn't think of him without breaking down. It was the kind of grief that just lives in your body, that twisting gut level pain that makes your knees buckle and just puts you on the floor. And I let myself be destroyed by it. I didn't push it away at all. I cried so much. I punched pillows. I laid on the floor just staring at the ceiling, and I let grief take me wherever it needed to for probably 2 or 3 months. That was my life. But I trusted myself enough to go all the way with it, because there had been times in the past where I was grieving and I just pushed it down, or I didn't deal with it, and it still haunted me in a way that didn't feel healthy. Eventually, though, After allowing myself to do this for a few months, the grief shifted. Time didn't erase it, but it changed its shape. And 4 years later, I can think of him and smile. The sadness is still there, but it's softened. It's something I can carry without collapsing. It makes me think of how when you're getting ready to travel and all your stuff is laid out on the bed or the floor, it would be insane to pick it all up and try to carry it, just like in pieces like that. That's what grief feels like in the beginning. Messy, heavy, like you can't hold on to it or take it anywhere because it's just so much. The healing over time feels like putting all those things in the suitcase or the backpack where it's more manageable and you're still carrying it, but it's different. That experience taught me that emotions are meant to be felt, not bypassed. When you let yourself go there, they eventually evolve into something you can hold with peace. That's the pattern I've seen again and again in my life, in the lives of the people I talk to, and the stories I hear. When you are down bad, it feels like punishment. It feels like everything is breaking. But on the other side, there's always balance. If there's one thing you take away from this episode today, let it be that breakdowns precede breakthroughs. The universe works in cycles, and nothing stays the same forever. So if you're in chaos, it's not the end. It's the turning point. The amazing thing that happened to me after my pet passed is that we found out that we were going to have our first child. I'm not saying that the excitement of that overshadowed any of the bad feelings that I had, but it was my equal balance, losing a life and then gaining a life from my experience. If you have a moment like that you want to share, a season where everything fell apart and you couldn't see a way forward, and then later realize that exact season was the setup for something you didn't even know you needed, feel free to put it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it, and I'm sure other people would too. I've also opened up a few slots on Monday afternoons for anyone who wants direction or just wants to talk through manifestation. And you can grab a spot using the link in the description or text me if that feels easier. If you've been enjoying these conversations, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming. I have a shamanic healing session scheduled next week that I'll be sharing with you, and I'll also be doing a deep dive debrief into my experiences with quantum healing hypnosis technique and how it ties directly into manifestation. Until then, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, and remember, even in the lowest seasons, the universe is already setting you up for what's next. Trust that it will be even better than you could have imagined.